Is my screen crooked?
Maybe a little bit, but it's fine. I feel like it's gonna fall if you try to adjust it. So.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's Cindy with Candles and Supplies. I'm laughing because we were setting up and the whole camera and everything came like crashing down onto us. So give us a shout out if you can hear us. Welcome, happy Wednesday, everybody. Make sure all of our technology is working. Ever just had to catch it, so you never know. Anyway, well, welcome to our part 3 of strategic planning. So this is where it gets real. So everything that you've been thinking about, dreaming, visioning, wondering how your life's going to be. Now it's time to get it down, make a game plan, make a blueprint, make a plan, however you want to think about it. That's what we're going to go over today, to get your dreams and visions onto some type of paper to execute. So get stuff done. Makes it a lot easier. So I find that doing these things, so like life offers you many, many things, most of them unexpected. If you have what you were thinking about down on paper, everything from your dreams, goals, visions, whatever you want to do, if you put it down on paper, even if life gets out of control, you can revert back to that paper and be like, oh yeah, okay, here's where I was, and you can pick up. So for me, it helps out a lot that way. That way, you can be creative or be this or be that and go 100% into what you're doing, but not lose sight of what you were working on before. So
keeps you on track.
Keeps you on track. Yeah. So somebody's got to be your boss. It may as well be these papers. They can't keep you going. Anyway, so let's just do a little review of what we did in the past couple weeks. In case, grab your homework sheets. Everybody have your homework done and everything. So see a couple people are out there saying hi. Excellent. That's good. Glad you could join us.
This is week 1.
Okay. So on week 1, we did an exercise called the rearview mirror exercise, where we kind of reviewed the 2022, what happened in 2022, what went on, good things, maybe not so maybe not so good, maybe unexpected, that type of thing. Just anything that really happened, just a review kind of exercise. So, and we called it the rearview mirror exercise. In the email that I sent everybody, there was a link to the worksheets that we're doing today, and also all the complete set of worksheets for this whole thing, part 1, part 2, and part 3. So you can download them as you want. I also have it in a Word document. So if anybody's interested in receiving the Word document, you can either message us or put it in the comments or something like that, and we'll post it to our site where you can download it in Word as well. So
we can't post it on the site. We can email it to you.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah, we can't post it on the site in Word.
That's true.
Because that doesn't work.
Because it's yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so you'd have to email it to you.
Yeah, we would email it to you because we have it. So.
Yeah.
And then.
So then 2 weeks ago, we did this time next year exercise. So kind of envisioning what you want this year to be.
Exactly. So this exercise, it was a bunch of questions, and so you're pretending, all right, we're here now in 2023. At the end of this year, we're at like a New Year's Eve party or whatever kind of party, year-end party, and we're talking about what happened in 2023. So you're writing down like what you want to talk about at the end of this year. So in 2023, I want to, do whatever I want to do, like 10 shows. I want to do this show because I couldn't last year. I want to not do this show because that was really terrible in 2022. So just talk about the things that you're going to accomplish. I'm going to launch new products, talk about all of our new fragrance oils that are so exciting that we're coming out with this year for us anyway. Lots of new things, new concepts and everything. So whatever you're going to do, whatever you want to talk about, that's what this time of year, next year exercise is. That's kind of a fun one. So, because you're putting yourself in a situation that didn't really happen yet. So, but kind of a neat planning tool. So,
yep.
And then the next fun sheet from part 1 is goals this year. It's just very, very high level questions. This year I'm going to learn whatever you're going to learn how to do. I'm going to do more, whatever you want to do more of. I'm going to do less, whatever you want to do less of, like worrying, stressing, that type of thing for me. So I'm finally going to, whatever you're finally going to do. I'm going to go, if you're going to go anywhere, conferences or vacations or whatever, you're finally going to go there. And then I'm excited to, whatever excites you, whatever excites you, put on there. So just high level.
And the last one we did prior.
Yeah. And then the wheel of life exercise looks like this, where you fill in, on a 1 to 10 scale, how you're feeling about each portion of your life, your career, finances, personal growth, health, family. You can change these. This is just, a standard exercise, but you can change them to whatever you want. So Amber wants to be loved. You can change them to whatever you want. So maybe you just want to break this down into your business part. Like this is, my candle line, my soap line, whatever. So you can change it into product categories. You can change it into leave it this way. Whatever you want to do. You can change it up to meet your needs. So that was one. That was our strategic planning part one, where you look at that stuff. Strategic planning part two is, I think we lost the sheets for that, so we didn't lose
Well,
it.
that was part of.
Or that was that 1 and 2?
Yeah, this
Okay.
1 and 2, because this
Okay.
time next year that was 2.
That's right. So so that was 1 and 2.
Yeah, so those should
We'll
already
start
be
to
done
plan.
if you guys did them.
Mhm.
So this is where we are now, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So now we are on this sheet. First one for today is the vision overview. And this is just kind of asking you questions about how you're feeling about the work that you've done now, thinking. First 2 were about, creating some goals, dreaming, what do you want? That type of thing. Very, very high level creative thinking and stuff. So first question in here, does it feel fun? So is this fun, or it shouldn't be stressful? It should be fun because nothing actually happened yet. So don't put too much on there. It'll be stressful. Does all the things that you're dreaming and planning about give you an opportunity to grow? Are you going to grow as a person? Or are you going to grow as a business? Does it give you an opportunity to grow? Is it aligned with your core values? So if your core values are, whatever they are, does it align with your core values? Or are you going completely off? I'm going to have a yarn shop. Well, that doesn't really fit with candles and soaps. It may, you could get it to work and stuff like that, but thinking it may not be aligned with your core values or what you want to accomplish. So will it move you towards your vision? So your vision of your life and yourself and what you want to accomplish, is all these things going to move you towards that? No. And then is the opportunity cost worth the gain? So opportunity cost, it could not necessarily be money cost, but time cost. Time costs you too. You never get time back. You can always make more money, but you can't make more time, and you can't get it back. So is the opportunity cost worth the gain? Weigh that out. And then, do you have the capacity to execute this without depleting your spirit?
I feel like that's a big one.
That is a big one. So that goes along with, if you put too much on here, I want to do this, I want to launch a website, I want to do this, I want to do 10, 10 shows a month. All that stuff can suck you dry of your spirit and the life inside of you and stuff like that. So can you do all this and still feel like a balanced person and, keep a work-life balance and that type of thing too. So, that's about depleting your spirit when you run yourself ragged. You don't want to do that, because then it's very hard to accomplish anything. You get overwhelmed and you just, everything goes crazy. And does this excite you or scare you? Hopefully both. If you've done it right, it will hopefully both excite and scare you. So that's the vision overview. You can also do that one last. So if you want to get all this down on paper and then do that one last, you can do that one last too. So just kind of an overview of how you're feeling about it. Okay. And then the next page that we have, so all of these, you can fill these out if you want to. They're not all mandatory. Like I said, maybe you want to do some, but not others. I've used all of these at one point or another. Some years I'll use one of these and not others. Some years, things are crystal clear and I'm going towards certain things. But you may or may not use all of these. I'm explaining the tools, and if it's useful, use them. If it's not useful, move on. Use another sheet. Maybe some of them will be useful, some of them won't. But they're there for you just in case. So this one-page strategic plan template, this is a very nice thing. So this basically, it reviews your current situation at the end of 2022. That was the work that we already did and everything. And then it does your desired situation for 2023. That was all the dreams and visions and everything that you're working on, and like the end of the year, what we want to happen and stuff like that. And then it has some further out ones too, your 3-year goals, your 5-year goals, your 10-year goals, if you know what they are. Sometimes those are, I find those are harder to fill in.
They change sometimes too.
They do.
So
that's why
mine changed.
Yeah. So each year and stuff like that, they should change a little bit and everything. I mean, I always want to wake up and be happy, so that's a goal every year.
Yeah, I mean, 2 years ago, maybe you weren't making any products at all. So,
that's true.
And then now it's all of a sudden it's in your goals. So
right. Exactly.
Change.
Exactly. So yeah, my 10-year goals, I'm thinking retirement. So, now, and I wouldn't have put that when I was your age. So that would have been like a, 30-year goal or something. So, that type of thing. So these are going to change as you go, and they're a little harder to think out in the long-term goals. And then down here for the review, 2022 challenges. What challenged you this year? Like, everybody's got their own challenges. What challenged you? Besides, supply chain issues, price increases, this, that, all those things are definitely challenging. You can put that on there. I always do. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a challenge that you created yourself or something that happened to you personally. It could just be like frustrations, that type of thing. Maybe your vehicle broke down and you can get shows, whatever it is, it could be on there. And then, so what's your focus going to be for 2023? Are you going to focus on new products, or are you going to focus on, increasing sales or hiring people, or, whatever your focus could be, just high level focus. Don't put too much in there either. So
yeah, I mean, a lot of those things you should be focusing on, but
Right.
like a big overarching thing they definitely want to accomplish this year. Like, you should always want to increase your sales. That's just part of the game.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
That's part of it.
yeah, but like something that's a little more
Maybe getting help. So that could be as
Right.
far as hiring people. So, getting help, but maybe that could look like you'll get family members to help you at first. Everybody comes over and I'll cook dinner if you put warning labels on all my candles and wick the jars, whatever it's going to be. Think of it that way. So whatever your focus is going to be, put that on there. Maybe you'll focus on doing more shows. Maybe your focus is going to be putting up a website. Maybe your focus is, something completely different. But whatever you want to focus on. And I would recommend maybe putting like 3 to 5 things on here. Don't make it too detailed, but otherwise it's too hard to focus on too many things. So
it's true. You can't focus if you have a million things to focus on.
that's true.
It's impossible.
Yeah. Focus is pinpointing. So.
Hi, Amber.
Oh, there's Amber. So again, that's one page, very high level. It's easier. There's a great saying that I love. It's like, what's the best way to eat an elephant?
One bite at a time.
One bite at a time, right? So this is your elephant, this page right here. This is your big elephant. There's going to be a lot of things on there, and you can look at it and it's like, oh my God, what am I doing to myself here? But if you break it down, that's what it's all about. One bite at a time, however you want to break it down. So these next sheets are about how to break it down, making a blueprint. Like I said, use as many or all of them as you want. The first one is a monthly plan. And we have this is a full year and monthly plan and stuff like that. So you can put, like, again, high level things on here. This isn't going to be your details or your tasks or anything. This is just going to be like, in January this, in February this,
Right.
whatever
So
it may
if
be.
there's certain shows you might want to attend, or
Right.
like if there's a new product you want to launch that month, or like
Right.
bigger overarching goals, and then you'd use a different thing to
Right.
for the task to get there.
So based on what you have in these sheets, it can go on here by month. So, and that is helpful. So
Yeah.
it's sometimes easier saying it too. Maybe you're going to go on vacation 1 month. You'll take a whole month and go on vacation. Well, that month is going to be blank, and all you'll put in there is vacation. That's awesome too. So you can do that as well. But it's easier to see, especially at the end of the year, when maybe I always tend to put too much on there. I never reach everything and do everything on there. That's just me. But at the end, it's like, I look back and I tend not to focus on my accomplishments. I tend to focus on what I didn't get done. Like, why didn't I get that done? But then if I have this and I see it's all filled in and scribbled and penciled, and it's like, oh, okay, I had some stuff going on, so that's why I didn't get everything done. So a little easier on myself. But
And then if you don't get everything done in that month, you could always move it to either the next month or
Mhm.
next year. So
Right.
if it's like, I wanted to launch a new spring fragrance and you just didn't get around
Right.
to testing, you didn't get to it, do it next year.
push it into next year. So, you'll prioritize and figure that out. So, so another sheet I have, this is like a 1-year sheet of quarterly goals. So quarters, there's 4 quarters to a year. The first quarter is January through to March. Second is April to June. And then July to September and October to December. So some of your projects may take more than, you can't just put it on a month. Like say you're working on a website. Well, that may take, a few months. So you could put it on your quarterly. If you want to get help in the busy holiday season or for farmers markets or whatever, maybe you'll want to put it on there April to June, get help, or, October to December, get help. whatever that is. So that's all of those months. So you don't have to keep repeating it in the monthly plans. You can put it on the quarterly plan. And I also have 5 different things. So I break this down into portions of the business. So like the number 1 on here is sales and marketing. So the things I want to get done in sales and marketing in 1 quarter. Number 2 would be financial. So, whatever the financial goals are for the company, like where are we investing, what, that type of thing. Making sure, there's enough capital to take us through the season, that type of thing, and reviewing that. So the financial goals. Number 3 would be operational goals. Maybe we need new equipment or training or whatever is maybe new shelves or reorganizing on shelves or warehouse location reorganization, whatever that is, anything operational, I put in like my number 3. Number 4 would be like website. This is just for me. This doesn't have to be for you. It can be whatever, you have going on. So number 4 would be like my website goals, what I have planned for the websites. What do we need pictures of? What new categories are going to be added? What categories need to be improved? What should we not do anymore? That type of thing. And number 5 could be, whatever other thing you have. I don't know. Number 5. I may have only put number 4 things on here. So, but this is by quarterly. You may or may not use this. Maybe you're not thinking quarterly. Maybe you are. But it's there in case you need it. You always can discard it, set it aside, and not do it. If you do the quarterly things, the next worksheet is all 13 weeks. So say you have a big goal in there. Say you're putting up a website. So that's to me, that's a big, huge goal. You're putting up a website and you put it down on the quarterly. Okay, January to March, I want to put up a website. Well, it's a little slower and that type of thing. All right. Well, that's a big, overwhelming project, right? That's a big elephant. So you have 13 weeks to break that down into steps. Okay, what do I need to do first? So I need to get a domain name. That can be in week 1. I need to, pick out a theme. That could be week 2. Whatever it's going to be to break that project down. And like priority 1 could be like your website. And here's 13 things that are going to get me closer to that vision or goal. Breaking it down that way. Priority 2 could be something else. Maybe that's your sales and marketing. I want to send an email out every week. So that could be priority 2. Classes, if you're doing classes, or priority 3. Any type of self-improvement or educate could be priority 4. Whatever your priorities are, you break it down into weeks. Some weeks may be empty. Maybe like you'll get done early. If you break it down into weeks and you get done early, that's great. Then you can, either focus on other things that maybe you're behind on, because maybe it's week 9 and you're still on week 2 of this priority. You can go back and focus on that too, but it gets it down onto like one sheet. And there's one for each quarter. So, there's for quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3.
Just going through and highlighting too once you do everything, because it makes it seem like you're accomplishing more. Like there's studies on that like instead of like crossing it off or getting rid of it, like actually highlighting it so that your brain's like more motivated or whatever to do more things, instead of like my list is never ending because you keep deleting things off of it and adding more. Whereas you're doing the highlights and it's like, oh yeah, I'm actually getting stuff done.
Yeah, so that's a very good tool. There's I actually use 3 highlighters. I have a yellow one, I have a red one, and a green one. So when I do the green highlighter, that's done. Green is done. Like green go, it's done. Red means I put absolutely no effort into, or pink, actually, there's not a red highlighter, but a pink highlighter. There's been no effort put through. It's not happening. Nothing, no progress made, no effort. And then yellow would be my work in progress. So yep, we're working on it. It's not complete, but it's yellow. So you've done something about it. And then when you see those colors on the sheet, it really points it out. If you have a lot of greens, you're like, yeah. So most of my
so that'd be a good thing to do at the end of each quarter. Go through your weeks, and then you definitely use the green as you go to get stuff done, and then go through and see where you're at with the rest of the things, and use the other highlighters. Then you can move over them to the next quarter if you're not getting it done, or maybe it's just if it wasn't get done, maybe it just shouldn't get done. Sometimes things are just they fall off the priority list because they're really not that important.
Right, you're not going to be able to. Well, if you're really, really awesome, you can plan all of these out for all year. I've met very, very few people, maybe just one, and it was yesterday. He had all the way, every single day planned out till 2025. And I'm like, how do you do that? I'm like, maybe you should come in and do our planning here, because I'm like, all right, well, next week this. So, we're a
We
plan it out
We plan a little
monthly.
more,
Yeah,
than
yeah,
that.
we
But
do.
like sometimes like things change,
It's-
new things come up.
It
so
does.
like you
Things
gotta be
change and stuff
adjustable.
like that. And then some things, it seems, you're into a project and all of a sudden you're abandoning it because you're like, well, here's either a better opportunity or again, this didn't turn out like I was thinking it's going to turn out. So we're jumping ship on this and going somewhere else, or it's done and we're moving on to something else. So it changes rapidly. So I recommend like filling out 1 quarter at a time, unless it's something like, your holiday promotions. You're not going to put that on your January thing, but you definitely want to get it done. So maybe, your holiday promotions you want to put on your Q3, which starts in July. So you want to think about your holiday in July and stuff like that, start thinking about it and promoting and stuff like that. You can already put that on there as one of your priorities, holiday promotions. You don't have to exactly put what they are, but you can put it on there because that's coming up and that's what you're going to have to do. This time of year, maybe you're planning your farmers markets and stuff. So it can be put on there, for farmers markets, but it's kind of hard to get like everything down for all year and everything that you're going to do. So
once you've been in the business for a little while too, you kind of know when you need to start advertising and when certain things should get launched. Like, I mean, obviously we work ahead, even you guys, and you guys are ahead because of the holidays and
Marketing.
stuff. We sell them, yeah. So like when we're launching our like spring and summer fragrances, it's way before spring or summer because we know you guys have to start thinking about it and have to start testing and everything. So like, and then when we launched our fall fragrances last year, July. We launched our fall fragrances in July. So you guys have plenty of time to figure out what you wanted to add and play with them and then get them advertised and out there. So you know kind of where things fall. So you can kind of put things into there that like, okay, well I need to start thinking about fall fragrances now. Even though it's like July.
Yeah.
But
So right now, it's not really freezing, but we're in the dead of winter, dead of January where it's cold and dark, and we're testing summer fragrances. We're in summers, fruits, this.
Right. Exactly.
We're testing summer fragrances where it doesn't seem too, timely and stuff like that, but that's what we have to do so we can bring it to market for you. But we put that on our plan and we know when to do it and get that done. So
like we already have all of our fragrance launches ready to go for the time that we're going to launch them for this year, but we're just figuring out which ones you definitely want to have and that type of thing. So we're still working on them, but we know when our goal is and when we have to order them by and everything like that. So it helps you kind of be able to focus and not be like, oh man, it's going to be spring and I haven't thought about spring fragrances at all.
Like, oh my God, it's spring. Yeah.
So it helps you kind of
time creeps up on you. Time flies.
It does.
Creeps
like
up on
it's it's going to be the 20 something of 18th of January. Like that's crazy.
Yeah, how did that
like
happen?
we're over halfway through January, so it happened fast. Even though it doesn't feel like January outside, which is fine. But.
Right. Yeah, we'll take that. So that's the quarterly planning, and then the last one I have for you is a weekly plan, a weekly to-do list. I live and die by this because in the week, like I said, life throws you lots of different things. Everything happens. Things go crazy. You get sideways and that type of thing. But if you have this on here, even if you have like it to do for like, I have to do this on Monday. I mean, obviously if it's like an appointment or something, you have to make it. But if it's, like usually I do, for instance, I do my purchasing on Mondays. Guess what I was doing today? My purchasing, because Monday was a holiday. It was very busy here in the showroom. I was out in the showroom and this and that happened. And yesterday, I forget what happened. We had technical difficulties with something, so it didn't get done yesterday. So today I'm actually doing my Monday's work, but since it was still on there, I didn't forget about it. So, and everybody,
Big guy forgot about it.
yeah, everybody calling me and yelling me that things are out of stock. That helps too. So I wouldn't forget that. But that may, it may happen. But if you have it on the weekly, you have to get it done this week. You can make a basic plan. I want to do this day, this that day, that type of thing. Put it on there, and things that you don't want to forget.
Yeah. Another good time for your highlighter.
Yeah, exactly. So this goes with me everywhere. If I lose this, I'm sunk. I'm just going to sleep for the rest of the week. No, not really. But yeah, this goes with me every single week. I use this and stuff like that. So, and you can print as many of these on the PDF or whatever as you want to. So, but yeah. So those are just some of the tools that we use to plan here. So, and it helps us keep on track. If you have a team, like if you have employees and a team of people and everything too, it helps keep everybody on track, and it helps you. Probably if you have a team of people, but no project managers like us. So, you have to keep up with everybody and what they're doing. And, because my warehouse guys will have one project, my showroom girls will have another, my back end, my admin, they'll have another, sales and marketing is another. So I'm keeping up with all these teams and everything. But if I put it on here and put on the priorities and stuff, then I can catch up with everybody and know where they're at. So that's what helps for us. And that's what we were sharing. If you guys have any questions, you can post them in there. I see lots of
Yeah.
comments and everything. So.
Instagram was kind of quiet, but we'll just double check here.
Yeah.
Yep, no, we're good. So we can go over whatever you got over on Facebook and such there.
Need binoculars. Let's see who's on here. I'll try not to make this fall. If this falls over, I apologize. I already, it already fell over on me once. So that's happened. All right. Got lots of people. Connie, Carolyn. Lots of hello ladies. Let's see. Last year was so challenging. This year is off to duplicating it. Oh gosh. From Connie. Yeah, I think every year's a challenge in its own way and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So hopefully they're different challenges. If you have different challenges, then you're progressing. Yeah, you're growing as a person. That's what I hear anyway. So, so do you roll over the work in progress to the next quarter? Yeah. So if it's something that big projects and stuff like that, maybe sometimes I'll go back to the website thing. If you're doing a website and you get your products up there, but there's no pictures, it's not actually complete until the pictures are up. But maybe if somebody taking pictures, they're not done and the quarter ends, so you have to roll that over. So yeah, that's why I strongly suggest not to try to fill out the whole year. Just do what you know is going to happen, and then that way if things roll over or get completed or need to roll forward or whatever, you can leave it open to that. But yeah, it frequently rolls over to the next quarter. Like I said, I always plan too much. Even though I told you not to do that, I do that all of the time. So
yeah, I mean, it's a lot of times too, if you start starting something, I think it will only take you like a week or something, and it'll end up taking 3 weeks.
Exactly.
That's just life. That just happens. You kind of have to be adaptable and adjustable for that. So I mean, that's why it's good to know it's in progress and you're working on what's the next step and moving it over.
The yellow
highlight happen.
Yep. All right. And Casey said, just printed all of the worksheets. What do you find to be the most helpful? Put in a binder, hang up on the wall. So it depends. Like these calendars that we use for our marketing and stuff, I keep them on the wall. Definitely keep it somewhere where you have it. I usually kept my plan and stapled it together and then put it somewhere else. Maybe you have a planner, keep it in there. Wherever you're going to refer to it. So you don't want to put it somewhere where you're going to fill all this out, do all this work, put it away somewhere and forget about it and not even look at it until the end of September, and you're like, oh yeah, I did that strategic plan. What did I put on there? And then you refer, you're like, oh my gosh, I forgot about this. I forgot about that. So put it somewhere wherever you're going to use it. I keep a planner, a calendar where I, record everything that's important going on and stuff like that and everything. And I refer to my plans and stuff like that. At least every week I'll review and be like, okay, how did this week go? And that goes off my weekly to-do list too. So I'll review this. All right, what did I get done? What didn't I get done? That type of thing. At the end of the week, this page and the back is usually so full, there's no more room for me to write anything on there and stuff. So, and sometimes, it's not just necessarily things to do. It could be random thoughts. Like you'll go buy something and you'll see, be driving and I'll see a cool billboard with a cool slogan. I'll be like, that would be a great, subject title for an email. So write that on there, just, creative things or what you think, or like, ooh, that product's really cool. I really like it. Just write that down. So it's usually full, but a lot of times my weekly things roll over.
Yeah.
So
I think some of the things too. So this 1-page strategic plan template that has some of your goals, overarching goals for this year and the 3-year, that type of thing, might be good to hang up somewhere just so you can look at it and check in with it, because you're not going to really be writing on this anymore.
Yeah.
And the same thing kind of with the monthly plans too, because that's kind of what we do here. Just hang this up so you can kind of just keep an eye on it.
Refer to it.
Right. But these bigger ones that are the quarterly and stuff too, where you're definitely going to be writing and using these more. And the weekly, I either put that in a binder if you're going to actually open it, key, or just on your desk somewhere that you can just easily go through and write and change things. Because if it's on the wall, it's going to be a lot more I have to go back here and take it off the wall. And it'll be a lot more complicated to do. But especially if you have your big goals kind of just in front of your face, you see them all the time, and then have essentially your steps of how to do it on your desk and ready to go.
Right. Yep, that makes sense. So whatever works for you, whatever keeps you on track and gets things done. So And we want to hear about all the great things that you've accomplished this
Is that
year.
all
so.
the things in there, or did you have?
Yeah, I don't think we have anything else. I think that was it. If you guys have any more questions, you can keep posting them in there too. So we will answer them as they come along. So I hope this is helpful. So this is an exercise like I really enjoy doing every year because, the beginning of the year is like a clean slate. It's just completely clean. You make it what you want. You can set up things that you want to do, things that you don't want to do, that type of thing. Leave it blank. I don't want to do too much of anything. Leave it blank or, get real aggressive, put it on there. So it varies from year to year depending on.
And month to month too.
And month to month.
Yeah.
Depending on what you're feeling. But it's always like it's a very empowering exercise. It feels like you're really taking charge of your life and going towards your dreams, goals, and visions, which a lot of people don't. So just the fact that you're on this, live stream and looking at this and even entertaining the idea of doing this tells me that you want to take control of your life and go out and do the best and live your best life. So, and that's what it's all about. So,
Yeah.
And it's fun. For me, it's fun and empowering. So, when you say strategic planning, they're really like, oh God, I don't have a college education. I can't do that. So, but it's just about writing things down that you want to do. So,
Right.
And how to get it done.
Yeah. So it's just, what's the big goal? What are the things that need to break down to get to there?
Mhm.
Like that's all it comes down to. So and those are the big things. If you know what you want to do this year and what you want to accomplish, let's just figure out the steps of how you get you there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what the stuff is here to do.
Yep. So it seems like a lot of sheets, seems overwhelming. A lot of the information is repetitive. So if you put it like, what you want to do, your dream, goal, or vision on the one page, and then you have the quarterly and this and that, I find the more times you look at things or write things, the more times you get it done. And then, it's also like if you write it 3 or 4 times, it's not 3 or 4 things to do. It's the same thing, but you're kind of stressing the importance in your life. Okay, I wrote this. I kept writing this. So let's get it done so I can just use my green highlighter and highlight it as done. So get it done.
Out of your mind, out of your worries.
That's right. All done. So, yeah. So anyway, I hope you all have fun with this. Set up a really great 2023 for yourselves and have a really great 2023 despite all the challenges that are going to come your way and everything like that. So hopefully this will help keep you on track better to get everything done. So yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
That's
See you guys. Ooh, next week.
Oh, next week we have a really fun one. So
Yeah.
it's our new fragrances.
Yeah. It's our first fragrance oil launch of the new
launch
year.
of the year. Yes. It's called our Twilight collection. So yeah. And
So,
they're
like
really
last
awesome.
year we did the Cheers to the New Year's. That was the I want to say alcohol. What's the other word that makes it sound better?
Spirits.
Spirits.
Yeah.
That's the spirits.
Spirit inspired.
Yeah, so this one's inspired by like nature and twilight and
Right. Since it's
romanticism.
dark, we see
and,
dark all the time. So yeah.
But try and make it cheerful and fun.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, and these are good all year round fragrances too.
They
so
are
it
too.
keeps
They're
it,
not seasonal or anything like that, or
Yeah,
not just to burn in the dark. So.
they could be, but they could also go wherever we want. So
True. It's a fun collection though. It's
it
beautiful.
is very fun. So we
That'd
got them
be
in
next
early. We've already had some people trying to buy them. So
Yeah.
I feel like that's
Yeah,
always a good
they're
sign.
popular already. So yeah, so we'll launch those. We'll show you those, and they may be up on our website sooner than later before the live stream. But
Yeah, they'll go up in the next couple of days on the website if you know our fragrances really well, and we'll be able to find them.
Mhm.
And then next week we'll go
Like a
through.
treasure.
Yeah, next week we'll go through all of the notes and what they're all about, and smell them, and do all those fun things for you guys. And then the official launch will be next Friday. It's not this Friday, but next Friday.
Sounds good. So, alrighty. Well, everybody have a good week. Thank you again for joining us. Good luck with your planning. Let us know if you have any questions or comments or whatever, and have a great rest of your 2023.
We'll put this all on a blog post as well.
We
so
will,
If you guys we'll
Break
keep
it down
the
by
sheets
sheet.
and everything in there, so that way you guys can refer to that. Or if you
That's
need
easier to
download
refer
some
to than
too.
watching a big long video. So.
We get boring after because
Mm-hmm.
we did 3 of these. So if you want to watch us talk for like an hour and a half,
Yeah.
I don't think I would
Right.
want to watch us talk for an hour and a half.
Right.
So.
All right. Sounds good.
All right.
Bye, everybody.
Have a good week.
You too.